What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation. This is going to be a conversation because I'm behind the wheel right now. But listen, guys, I know that this Montgomery Brawl rolling on the river situation has definitely gone viral. You know, it's gone viral when it's like talked about on pretty much all of the television news outlets, as well as all over social media and on YouTube. And I've watched a number of different commentaries about it. I've had my moments of just shaking my head. I've definitely had my moments of just laughing at some of the commentary and some of other people's reactions across social media. But listen, I wanted to just talk about something really quick. I watched the video several times, and it's just so much that happened so quick that it was like a fire that was lit, and then it just started to spread. And in my opinion, spreading in a good way when it came to people standing up for this guy who was just trying to do his job, working, asking these people. I'm quite sure he asked them to move their boat. I'm quite sure he was not disrespectful towards them. And because we can't hear the words that were said, I'm wondering what were the words that these people said to this guy? Because I would venture to say that they were probably using profanity, more than likely using the N-word to refer to him. And when you saw him toss his hat off of his head, if you realize what he did not just throw his hat off and then just started swinging. He threw his hat off, but he stood there and he allowed them to make the first move. He was like, okay, you want to do something? Make your move. And they just started pummeling him. Okay? So for the people who want to try to side with these Caucasian people that were really being extremely entitled, disrespectful, like all of this stems from entitlement. Really, all of it stems from entitlement because they did not want to do something that was required of them to do, which was moving their boat. And look, they could have gotten a nasty attitude, but still did what they needed to do. None of this would have happened because the guy who was just doing his job, who happened to be an African-American guy, I'm quite sure he was not being disrespectful towards them. But what I wanted to talk about was these guys and the females that wanted to try to jump in, and then they wound up getting their asses pummeled by a chair and some fists and some nails and some being pushed in the water and all that good stuff when the African-American woman wanted to step in and say, look, we don't want you guys putting your hands on the female, so we got it. It was a feeling that just stirred up in these people to say, look, I'm not going to stand by and allow this to happen. But if you noticed, I'm assuming that this Caucasian guy, he looked like he was a younger guy. I don't know how old he was. He had on a red vest. I'm assuming that he was someone that was working on the dock area. I don't know if he knew the guy that was confronting these animals. I'm just going to call them what they were. Confronting these, I'm assuming, drunken animals to ask them to move their boat. I assume that this Caucasian younger guy, he looked like a younger guy, knew the African-American guy. Or even if he didn't know him, he knew what was right. Because if you saw, I haven't heard many people talk about this, and this is what I wanted to talk about briefly, was the younger Caucasian guy that had on the red vest. When he came over, he was not, if a lot of people weren't paying attention, they might have assumed this was a white on black brawl. This was a right on wrong brawl. This was a right on wrong brawl. So for the people like the 45 supporters, the DeSantis people that want to talk about woke, a war on woke and all this other bull crap, that want to try to use race to divide, because all that really is a division. Race is a social construct. Nobody is white. And I'm honestly going to say nobody is black unless you actually have the color black skin. Even though I am an African American person, I don't even like to call myself black because my skin isn't black. I'm brown, and we're talking about a skin color. And I've talked about this before, not to go on off in a tangent, but the thing that people call other people, which is a color, like you call someone white or you call them black, in other ethnicities and cultures, you would never call them a color. You would never call someone who is of Greek descent olive. You would not call someone who is Native American red. That's actually considered to be offensive. That's one of the reasons why they changed the name of the football team from the Redskins, because it was considered to be offensive. So if you can't call someone redskin, why do we call someone white or black? But because it's inbred and it's something that people have normalized, it's what most people do. But anyway, like I was saying, this was a right on wrong brawl, because that Caucasian young man, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about him. Even though he looked scared, he actually looked really terrified. He tried to step in, and he didn't just step in and start pummeling on the African American guy. He tried to step in to stop those Caucasian animals, I should say, from doing what they were doing. And the other Caucasian guy pushed him and punched him in the gut. These people are animals, and they deserve to be locked up. So listen, I'm never here to condone violence, but I definitely understand when someone puts your hands on you, defending yourself. So I'm really happy that in this situation that no weapons were drawn, because this actually could have been a whole lot worse than it was. And it just reminds me of how things used to be at one point in time, because these days you hear about people getting shot down in crowds and stuff all of the time, but you rarely hear about street fights anymore, where people are just literally using their fists and their hands to express themselves, shall we say. It's someone pulling out a gun and then people are running for cover. So I'm really happy that in this situation that did not happen. I'm glad that no knives were drawn, no one was sliced or, injected with a weapon or anything like that. I'm really glad that it was just fists. It could have been a whole lot worse. But yeah, this situation was a right on wrong brawl. It was not, in my personal opinion, a white on black or black on white. It wasn't. It just happened to be that these lunatic animals that happen to be Caucasians, probably drunk as well, not using that as an excuse, because there's no excuse if you're intoxicated, inebriated, high or whatever to be doing the stuff that you're doing. Actually, you shouldn't have even been out in a boat. But anyway, I want to say that I'm glad that this situation didn't wind up worse than it was. I'm happy to see that people who saw someone being taken advantage of, being victimized for trying to do his job, were trying to step in. And yeah, there definitely were a lot of African American people that stepped in to really stand up for this guy. But there was also this Caucasian young guy that tried to step in to stop those animals in the first place. And that one Caucasian guy pushed him away and punched him in the gut. And I haven't heard many people talk about that. So I wanted to discuss it. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about this situation, this Montgomery Brawl that will go down in the history books. I'm quite sure that a lot of the slaves who were sold on those docks, their spirits are probably somewhere cheering. And oh my, I mean, what if they were able to fight back in the day against their captors? Maybe they wouldn't have even wound up where they were. But that's a story for another day. But I just wanted to talk about this, guy. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for being with me on this ride as we had this conversation today. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, liking this commentary, and just being here to just share your thoughts in the comment section and listen to my views on it. So guys, I really appreciate you. So until the next time, I'm Beth. Just wanted to be beautifully honest. So wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.